So we've all probably had that conversation before where someone tells us, hey, Bible says don't judge. And we're like, that's not what it says. It says don't judge lest that same standard of judgment be used on you. So we're not going to judge unless we can stand up to the same judgment. And that's an interesting verse because essentially what it's saying is you get to create the standard of judgment that will be used against you. It's the same judgment, same standard of judgment you use against other people. So the truth is, we're all walking around right now creating our own standards of judgment. We are all right now creating the standard with which we will be judged. The way we handle other people is the way other people will handle us. So yeah, you know what? Tearing down celebrities because of something they did years ago, well, we're creating a standard of judgment. And I put this in a video on Instagram years ago, but what are we going to do when our generation, who's had social media and documented everything we've ever done, and it's all archived, what are we going to do when we want to be in seats of honor with real people coming against us in our 40s and our 50s and our 60s? And we have everything we ever did since we were 13 documented. We're going to have the most ignorant and immature season of our life completely documented. What are we going to do then? Because if we create a standard of judgment now, of cancel culture, we will be canceled. And it's going to be worse. What are we going to do? We're all right now creating standards. We're unfollowing people because we don't agree. Well, then we better agree on everything with every one of the people that follow you, because you're creating the standard of judgment. The Bible does not say don't judge. It says only judge to a standard that you are comfortable standing up to yourself. Judge not, lest that same exact standard of judgment be used against you. So, I sit back here today and think, man, if I don't want that coming on my head, I'm not going to put it on your head. You know, a lot of people are like, we look at that verse that says, don't look at the speck in their own eye until you've addressed the log in your own. And I don't think that means wait until you're perfect to speak to what's wrong. I think it means just remember you also have a lot going on and a lot you can deal with on your own. It's a call to personal responsibility, not necessarily a call to overall acceptance. Because the truth is, judge not, lest that same level of judgment be put on your own head. If we create a system of judgment right now, it will be used against us. So let's make sure we judge only to a standard that we feel comfortable standing up to ourselves. And to me, that's creating a culture of grace. I got to be honest with you. I don't see a lot of grace out there today. We're all deciding to throw grace into the direction of one side. And if we show grace to some, it's not grace at all, because the very point of grace is that it's undeserving. The very point of Jesus, the very thing that makes Jesus grace, not just that Jesus has grace, but that he is grace, is that he in it of himself is undeserving. We don't deserve him, and because of that, he is grace. So we may look at the other people that we are judging and think, man, they don't deserve grace from me. Did you see what they posted? Did you see what they said? Did you see what they didn't say? All right, I can see that, fine. But just know that you won't be shown grace either whenever your time comes. Grace doesn't mean I accept. Grace means I give you room. I give you room. I give you time to figure things out, to see things like I see it, to see things like God has shown me. Or I give myself time. Sometimes giving you grace is giving myself time to be shown by God why I could be wrong. It's giving us all room to say, we will figure this out. I'm not going to cut off the friendship, the relationship, before we figure this out. So, Bible doesn't say don't judge. It says don't judge unless that same standard of judgment is used against you. So I'm going to be a little more careful. I'm going to make sure that I recognize I got a lot to deal with on my personal self. I will take personal responsibility for that. And I'm going to speak to what's wrong while also giving grace to those who might not see it the way that I do.